Welcome to the 15th season of Shamba Shape Up!
We have traveled all over East Africa to find hard-working farmers.
We want to celebrate them while giving them the knowledge they need,
so they can adapt and make their farms more productive even while the climate changes.
We want to support them to get better yields and increase their income.
We will see how farmers can benefit from our experts' advice
while learning from each other in so many ways.
Join us on these journeys and share in the farmers' experiences
on the Shamba Shape Up Safari. Shamba Shape Up has been to many parts of the region. Kenya, Uganda.
Welcome
to Shamba Shape Up, Uganda! And Zambia.
Welcome
to Munda Makeover. As you know, farmers, work on the farm never stops. Once you've planted, you're either weeding, managing your crops to keep pests and diseases away, or you're getting ready for harvest and the next planting season.
As a farmer, it is important to keep scouting your crops for any signs of pests or diseases so that you can tackle these right away. By checking your field, you can also take note of what is doing well or needs to be changed in the next season. Keep check of your drip lines and water catchment systems to ensure you have enough water for your crops throughout the season. Speaking of, do you have a water tank? This reliable water storage system is a must-have for any farming family as it can store rainwater for both farming and domestic use. Let's travel to Bomet to visit Zedi, a farmer with a challenge with water.
We are facing the challenges when there is no water.
Water?
Yes.
And you know water is everything.
Water is everything. If there is no water, you cannot do anything.
Today, I want to help Zedi with the water supply for the kitchen area. At the moment, she uses this blue storage tank, but it's open at the top, which lets in dirt. It's also hard work to get the water out. So, we've asked Albert Bundi, a finance expert, to come and give us some financial advice on how to upgrade the water storage.
We have some problems because we are using the container to fetch it. Then you are using more effort.
We realized water and women, you can't separate them.
Water and women go together.
They go together. And therefore, what we realized is that women were spending a lot of time. Sometimes they come to the bank late or they come to the group late because they have gone to look for water. Leave alone the women. We also talk about the girl child.
Yes.
If there is no water in the family, the moment the girl child comes from the school, he has to rush and collect water. So there is a lot of time that is wasted for the girl child to study and learn education. So for SEDI, I can tell you today, you can open an account, you save with us. A customer can access different loans to invest.
So how much for interest?
We only charge 1.5% per month. And then water tanks, we have from 1,000 liters all the way to 16,000 liters. Those are tanks for those customers who want portable tanks.
So, if Zedi wants a new water tank straight away, she can get a loan. Most banks will ask you to open an account and deposit money first. This shows you're able to make the repayments. But what if Zedi wants to save up for the water tank and buy it later? Is it still a good idea to use a bank for savings?
You also save with us. Every month when you save, we'll also be giving interest on your savings. So your money can also be earning interest on the savings, such that by the time maybe you're going to buy a tank, if you had saved 50,000, you will get another savings on top, which is also becomes another benefit. So there is two ways.
All right.
Yes.
For how long can you save?
When you want to save, you have a goal. How much do you want to save? If, for instance, you want to save 50,000, if you want to save for 1 year, 50,000 divided by 12 months, every month you save around 4,000. In 12 months, you will have your 50,000. So it also depends on what is your ability. You have ability to save 4,000. Another one, they have ability to save 5,000. Another one, they have ability to save 10,000. So depending on your ability, you can save either longer or a shorter period to attain your goal.
So, Albert?
Yes.
I know you have a surprise for us today.
Yes, as we have said, we need to have a nice way of collecting water from the storage tank, which is clean. So it's very important to set up a storage system with a tap.
Okay. So, as we start the work building the tank, let's recap. If you take out a loan, you get what you want quickly, but you pay the bank extra money in interest charges. If you save, you have to wait longer for what you want, but the bank will pay you interest on the money you've saved. Wow! Zeddy has got 2 tanks for her kitchen water. So, the supply will last twice as long. The top tank feeds into the bottom one through a connecting pipe. And the tanks are sealed, so there's no problem with that. Best of all, the tab at the bottom means Zeddy doesn't have to pull a bucket to get the water out. Great work, team!
It is very good because the water is clean and it is easy for us when I'm using on the kitchen. When we have water, it is good.
Well done, Caro and Tim. Water is very crucial in our daily lives. And it's not just for drinking and cooking, it's absolutely key for any crops to grow well. Just like you need a steady water supply for your household, your farm needs a reliable and efficient way to get water to your plants. This is where drip irrigation comes in.
To learn more on the importance of drip irrigation, let's cross over to Zambia. Kozi and Kachinana have just the farmer for this.
We are in Chavona, in Central Province.
And we're visiting Abison Hangoma.
Abison is married to Alice Munga, and they have 3 children.
Their farm covers 15 hectares.
And their main crops are maize and vegetables.
But they also have 14 cattle and some goats too. As a test, Abison is irrigating one of his smaller fields with drip lines and has managed to produce a bumper harvest. But when it comes to rain-fed maize in a much larger field, he has not done so well.
Irrigating is by far the most reliable way to grow crops, especially now as rainfall is so erratic. But it can be expensive. Chipo Munanyinda from International Development Enterprises, IDE, is going to help explain how drips have helped Abison get a bumper harvest while at the same time saving money too. Abison, we've just been looking at your drip irrigation system, and I just wanted to ask you, how have the changing rainfall patterns been for you so far?
As for me, the rain patterns, like in my area, it's abnormal.
Does it come on time?
No. It came late, then we are flooded. If you have seen in my wells, the water level is too high.
So when it comes, it's too much?
Yes.
And then does it last long?
About a month.
That's the rain season?
Yeah.
How would the normal rainfall pattern be in this area?
3 to 4 months.
Ah, so it's reduced even less than 50%?
Yes.
With the changing weather patterns, would you, Chipo, describe the drip irrigation as a climate-smart system?
Yes, it is.
Why?
Because even if it doesn't rain, when you have an irrigation system, you can still manage to farm.
Abison, how have you been doing it? I know you have a flooding irrigation field and you have a drip irrigation field. How has it been for you so far?
When you are using drippers, there's no weeds. So when you apply fertilizer, it will just work direct to the crop.
Why is there no weed?
Because of the water, it only drops at a crop. Yeah.
So the weed is not getting the nutrients? Yes. Ah, okay. When it comes to labor, how many people do you need to perform the drip irrigation versus the flooding irrigation?
For the drip, just one is needed.
One person?
Yes.
Okay.
Switch on and switch off. So for flooding, maybe 3 or 4. It depends with the field.
Which one is more labor intensive in your case?
Flooding is more labor.
It's more labor?
Yes, because you have to weed. But as for drip irrigation, there's no weeding. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
If you have other activities, you can just go, you switch on the drip, you go and do other activities. But with the flooding, you're supposed to be in the field every time you want to water.
Does the drip irrigation in the pipes, do they get clogged, like blocked sometimes?
Yes, more especially when you are not using the tank, when you are using direct connection.
From the well?
From the well.
How can you avoid that?
If you are using a tank, there is a filter. So we always advise farmers to be using a filter. When you use a filter, even if the water is dirty, the dirt will be captured. And you just have to clean the filter, maybe twice in a week.
Ah, okay.
Yes. Using a tank, it has a lot of advantages because you'll be storing water in there. You water anytime you feel like watering than just putting it direct to the pump.
As for drip irrigation, as you know, petrol is too expensive. When I'm using drippers, for instance, I go for a 2.5 liters of fuel. I'll use it 4 to 5 times.
Ah, okay.
When using flooding, we use it just once.
Ah, okay, I understand. I understand. When it comes to the water, how much do you use on drip irrigation versus flooding irrigation?
As in my case, I use a 5,000 liter tank for 2 limers.
For 2 limers?
Yes, using drippers.
And what about flooding? What do you use?
It's 3 times.
3 times 5,000 liters?
Yes.
For the same space?
Yeah.
Well, so definitely you're conserving water as well when you use drippers.
Yes.
Ah, does it make sense? Let's get down to the details. Using flood irrigation with a hose pipe can take 2 or 3 people a whole day. For drips, you just need to turn the tap on and turn it off again. Flood irrigation can use 3 times the water of drips. And with drips, there is much less weeding to be done. We are making more profits and saving money, and we're combating the drought and climate change. What's not to love about this system?
Coming up after the break,
We look at a smart way of making compost.
and the principles of conservation agriculture.
Welcome back to Shamba Shape Up.
In today's episode, we learn about some key elements needed for a smooth farming season.
We have looked at financial options for getting a water tank and how to keep your crops well watered throughout the season. In this part, we look at some further smart elements that will help your crops get to maturity.
The time between planting and harvesting is the perfect time to start preparing your organic compost so that it has enough time to decompose. Our colleagues in Uganda have a smart way of making compost that takes a very short time.
Over to Frob and Aggie. Who are you visiting?
Today we are in Buso village in Mwakiso district, and we're visiting Musisi Daniel Sentamu, a 57-year-old full-time farmer who lives on his 1.5-acre farm.
First things first, how can we turn organic waste and cow dung into manure?
Farmers, after harvesting, often have piles of organic waste, and cows leave cow dung that is lost or thrown away on dumping sites. Over time, this leaves the soils malnourished, reducing its productivity. But what if I told you Nicholas Waiswa from Hatches Limited has an interesting solution to keep our soils fertile?
Mr. Waiswa,
Yes, sir.
you're inspecting our compost. Is it done the right way?
No, it's not done the right way. It has soil, it has everything. So it needs to be piled in an organized place.
So what can you advise Mr. Daniel to do?
I can advise Mr. Daniel, like this is the grass.
Yes.
And the residues from the garden, they can be easily chopped into tiny pieces.
It is important to cut grass into smaller pieces as this quickens the decomposition process. Dig a 3 feet deep hole and 5 feet squared in layers. Place straw, dry vegetation, broadleaf vegetation, cow dung, ash, and water. Repeat layers till the desired height and cover with soil.
But it will stay here for a long period of time, whereby we are looking for the action. We provide good conditions for the action of the microorganisms to work on these wastes.
Is there an alternative if, say, a small-scale farmer like Mr. Daniel can use?
There is an alternative, and an alternative which is simpler.
Yes.
And that is frass.
What is frass?
Frass is got after rearings, the black soldier flies.
The black soldier fly has 4 life cycles, which are eggs, larva, pupa, and adult. During the larva stage is when the fly is most active with a big appetite feeding on organic waste. For 18 days, the larvae break it down, and what is left behind is frass. These black soldier flies are not harmful to humans, don't spread disease, and can be easily looked after. All they need is readily available organic waste, a well-ventilated room for easy airflow, protection from direct sunlight, excess water, and pests. This is faster to make manure compared to the compost pit that takes 1 to 2 months to fully decompose. Frass is full of the larva's waste, organic matter, and broken down nutrients. Today, we are going to demonstrate how to use it using a banana plant.
So here, we dig around the banana, and we may find some people even calling it ring application. Yes. We measure 20 centimeters off the stem of the banana plant. And when we are going to apply our frass, on the young one, the sucker, we apply only 4 cups. This one, which is mature, we can apply 12 cups.
This converts to 2 kilograms for a young banana plant and half a basin for a mature banana plant.
Then you have to cover with a thin layer of soil. After covering, you can do other activities like mulching as well, so that you safeguard. Because when you mulch, you are safeguarding the what? The manure within the trench that you have dug.
By feeding the soil with frass, it increases the amount of water it can hold, increases the organic matter in the soil, all this giving the soil a boost.
Thank you, Aggie and Frob. Apart from reducing waste in the farm, organic compost is a natural and cheaper way of getting nutrients to your farm while also improving the soil texture.
And there's more you can do to keep your soil shaped up. Conservation agriculture. To learn more, let's visit Farmer Elizabeth in Makueni. Elizabeth has been farming for 30 years in Makueni.
Elizabeth grows maize, green grams, cowpeas, mangoes, sweet potatoes, and is also using conservation agriculture practices very well. She uses minimum tillage, intercrops, and rotates her crops. Eric Kiongo is an agronomist from Perfid. He's here to see how Elizabeth is managing her crop rotation. Ah, Elizabeth.
Yes.
So this is Eric you've been talking about?
Yes, yes.
Tell us, what have you been doing?
Now, we've been training our farmers as Perfid. We train our farmers on climate-smart agriculture, which is anchored into 3 main principles. That is minimum soil disturbance, crop rotation, and residue retention. Today, we are talking about crop rotation.
Crop rotation.
Yeah, the importance of crop rotation.
Aha.
Yeah.
What is crop rotation?
Yeah, crop rotation is a growing of different crops in succession on the same land.
Ah,
Yeah.
Elizabeth.
Yes.
Have you been practicing crop rotation?
Yes, yes. I was planting maize, sorghum, wakati mkubwa.
For a long time.
For a long time. When I was taught by Eric, I planned to plant green grams.
Green grams. And so far, how is it taking you?
It's nice.
It's nice.
It's nice.
Is this the very first time you're practicing the crop rotation?
Yes.
Yeah, crop rotation is very important for our farmers.
Yes.
You see, we've been experiencing poor yield in our farms, but the farmers have never known what is the problem. The problem is that they kept on planting the same crop year in, year out, and in the process, they deplete the soil nutrients. So what happens is we need to bring back our soil into the fertility it was supposed to be. Now, that's why we are coming in with crop rotation as one of our principles. Now, she planted maize last time, and this time around we are planting legumes. Green gram is one of the legumes. The legumes do fix nitrogen, while the maize or the sorghum, they take nutrients.
Just to take us back, what did you plant here initially? Maize and?
Sorghum.
Maize and sorghum. Is in that rotation? I mean, it's different plants?
No. Maize and sorghum are of the same family.
They come from the same family.
It's the same thing.
So legumes are different.
Is the difference, We get a lot of benefit from crop rotation. Number one, we break the cycle of diseases, pests and diseases. And number two, we improve our soil fertility.
All right.
Number three, we retain moisture for our crops.
Sorghum and maize are from the same family. Therefore, they share the same pests and diseases. You can rotate them with crops from the legume family, such as green grams or beans. Some farmers also rotate maize and beans with a third crop, such as potatoes. Crop rotation is good for your shamba because 1. It stops pests and diseases building up in the soil. 2. It adds nutrients to your soils. And 3. It makes your soil more fertile. Do you think it is very beneficial for you to practice crop rotation?
It is beneficial because this time when I tried to plant green grams, it's very nice.
Yes.
And I was planting green grams sometimes mixed with the maize, and they were not good.
They were not
so
doing
good
very
like
well.
this one.
Eric, there is something that is a bit disturbing for me. I can see there are 3 rows of maize. 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
And when I look at the maize, it's not looking healthy. There is a problem somewhere. What is the problem?
Let's go to the maize and show you what is happening.
Okay.
Ideally, we planted 3 lines of maize as a windbreaker to prevent wind from disturbing our crops.
So one at the
one
far
at the end,
in the middle, and at the other end.
But again, we have something to learn here. This maize is not doing okay.
Clearly.
Simply because this block was planted maize before.
Yes.
And she came back with maize. So this clearly shows if she could have planted maize in the whole of this block, this is what she could have expected.
It would have been looking this bad.
With all this rains, meaning that rain, it was not an issue.
Yeah.
It was about good agricultural
It even
practices.
has stunted growth.
Yeah.
Yes.
You see what happens is a farmer with land like this one, we always advise them to subdivide it.
Yes.
This time around, she does legumes this side and maize the other side. Because these farmers, they want to have all the crops at the same time. So instead of intercropping, they do maize on the one side and green grams on the other side, or any other legume. So that next time when you're rotating, the green grams shifts to the other plot and maize comes to where the
That's the crop rotation. Most farmers are confused between intercropping and crop rotation.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know whether Elizabeth has another farm where the maize is doing very well. Do you have another shamba where?
That one.
Can we see that shamba?
Yeah, sure.
All right,
Let us go.
Wow. Eric, this is totally awesome. Tell what's happening here?
No, this is a result of crop rotation, as we were discussing earlier.
Yes, total transformation.
Yeah, exactly. And yet this is not a 100% transformation. We are just starting. It is the first crop after the rotation, and we're expecting good yield in future rotations.
Of course, it can't happen overnight.
Yeah, sure,
It has to take some time.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Elizabeth,
Yes.
are you happy with what you're seeing, considering what we saw in the other shamba?
I'm happy because the time I was planting, or when they were mixing, they were not so good like this one.
Wow, this is so good.
Yes.
What else would you teach our farmers about good agricultural practices?
We also encourage our farmers to make sure that their farms are clean from weeds, because weeds do take the nutrients from the soil. So that means they're competing with our crop. Eventually, our yields goes down. Yeah.
Elizabeth,
yes.
Do you think you've benefited from Eric's
I benefited from Eric because at the time I was not doing the good farming. I couldn't get any more
the
food.
yield.
But when she taught us, I'm just going up.
So, remember the 3 pillars: minimum soil disturbance, residue retention, and crop rotation.
Thank you, Carol. As you have seen, farmers, farming is an all-year-round commitment. See you next time as you learn more ways to keep your farm shaped up. right here on Shamba Shape Up.